Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Orlando and I'm just gonna jump right into it. I joined Clubhouse and it was horrible. I mean, this is not gonna be my normal video where I'm teaching about real estate or finance, something. I mean, this is important because I went onto Clubhouse and I thought that I was going to get an experience where I would network with other like-minded individuals, and I don't doubt that is the case in somewhere in Clubhouse. I tend to go into rooms that everyone, and I mean almost everyone, is an expert in something. I mean, I don't know how many times I check someone's bio, the CEO of this are an expert in social media influencing, an expert in editing, an expert in real estate, a 10-time Grammy nominated artist. I mean, I've just seen so many things on Clubhouse when it comes to explaining who you are and explaining your background in your bio. And let me just tell you what, guys, I'm just going to start with the bad stuff first, right? Before I even start that, I just want to say Clubhouse is like the newest and hottest thing when it comes to social media. Basically, what it allows you to do, if you're not familiar with it, is you download the app and it's basically like a stage. So there you have the moderators who are up the front and they're talking to everyone, and then you have the audience. The audience is totally muted, and then the speakers on the stage will pick individuals if you raise your hand up and bring you up to the stage so you can speak. So it's a good networking tool because there are a lot of big, YouTubers, a lot of big people in business that will get on there and share information, right? Basically, as far as my niche goes, which is real estate investing, it's very few and far between that you get someone that's credible that comes in there, right? So let me just jump into my story. So I go ahead and I sign up to Clubhouse. My friend sends me an invite and I get in there, and the very first thing I want to do is I want to jump into a real estate investing group. That's what I want to do. I want to network with some people in my local area or all over the country. And I get into the room, guys. I get into the room and they're talking about some real estate investing, and I'm not trying to like crap on anybody and say like, oh wow, these guys didn't know what they were talking about, but it didn't sound like they knew what they were talking about. They were talking about a subject about buying property and how you should try to look for the cheapest properties that you possibly can, because that is the best way to get into real estate. They were actually talking about the dollar houses in Detroit and telling the audience, which had about 300 members in the group. So 300 members in the audience. And they were telling folks, hey, those dollar houses in Detroit? You need to go buy them now, because if you buy them, it will be the best investment that you have ever made. And I'm just sitting there like, what's going on? So I'm raising my hand to get on stage to kind of let people know, like, here's a different perspective. You shouldn't invest in those dollar houses because, they're messed up as far as all the work you're gonna have to put into it. The city is kind of using that to get taxes. And I want to go all into it. Well, I raised my hand and these guys kept denying me from getting on stage. They just wanted to keep talking and talking and talking. And my mind was just like blown. Like, what are you doing? Here's another example, guys. A lady gets on the stage and she's talking about how she has investment properties and she wants to put them in an LLC, but she doesn't know if it's the smartest thing to do to put in an LLC or keep it in her regular name. These people tell her that are on the stage, they say, you should put it in an LLC. And I'm like, they're telling her right advice. But then the guy says, but you don't want to do an LLC unless you have 3 people in it. What? three people in an LLC? You have to have it? What is this guy talking about? He is telling her that the only way she should get an LLC is if she has partners. You're forcing her into a partnership to get an LLC. Once again, I'm raising my hand. Come on, let me on stage and kind of let these people know, like, that is not the truth. You don't need to have 3 people in the LLC for the LLC to be legitimate. You don't need this. Nope. Denied. My head started hurting, guys. I just said, you know what? I can't take this. I can't take it where there's just so much misinformation going on this app, and no one wants to allow individuals like myself. I don't want to call myself an expert. I mean, I've been doing it for almost 20 years, but I don't want to call myself an expert. I expect people to see my results and be able to search me and be able to find out that I'm a legitimate person. And that's another thing. When you go into people's bios, and I would click on their bios and say, hey, who is this person? And you go to their Instagram, because that's the only link, in Twitter, and you click it, and then you go into whatever, and it says their website is XYZ. Well, I would go to a bunch of these guys' websites that said that they were expert in their fields, and you can buy their domain from GoDaddy, and it just baffles my mind. How are you in business? How are you putting your information on this social media app that is about networking, but yet, you don't even have a website up? Or you stop paying for the domain name and it's, just up for grabs. It doesn't look professional. And when I tell you guys, everyone on this app is just an expert, a genius, a CEO, a this, a that. I mean, everybody's at the top. There are, in this app, it seems like there are really no people who are just starting in a business. At least that's the way it looks from a bio perspective. And there's just a lot of rooms on this app that are about business. I mean, they do have some, nonchalant type of rooms that are just relaxed, like social media type stuff that you would find on like Facebook or Instagram. But a lot of the rooms are about making your life better, how to start a business, how to do great on YouTube, how to make a multi-million-dollar business, how to get into real estate, how to invest in stocks. Those are all the rooms. And a lot of the times, it's just filled with a lot of self-promotion, which I have nothing against self-promotion. I like to self-promote too, but it's filled with a lot of self-promotion with fake credentialed individuals. If you really listen to the word that I just said, fake credential or fake experts that are self-promoting, it's dangerous, because what that does is individuals who don't know any better about real estate investing or stock investing or anything financial or anything business-wise, they don't know any better. So they're going to take that information and they're going to apply it. And when they apply that bad information, they're going to get burned, and that potentially can have a big financial risk on the individual. Also, it can make the person just stop doing it and be like, what the heck? I did exactly what I was told and it just didn't work out. And we're not talking about things like you need to work harder to get your business further. We're talking about filing paperwork for an LLC. We're talking about how to apply for a bank loan. Things that are structured, and if you do the right things, you can get a certain outcome. Those facts are being construed. Like, people are just basically flat out telling lies and making things up because maybe they don't know. Maybe they're trying to be an expert in this field to try to get a following. Now, obviously, you would think that eventually that would fade away, but it's super strong on Clubhouse. And once again, this is a long video and I didn't want to make it this long. But at the end of the day, man, it's just worse than probably any, to me, it's worse than any other social media when it comes to, as far as misinformation, when it comes to the business sector. It is just so many people on there that are just giving so much bad information, guys. So just be careful when you do it. Now, here's the good thing about Clubhouse. What I do enjoy is you can find people on Clubhouse that are legitimately experts, or, would be considered a person to follow in that industry. You can see those people on there. And if you're able to follow those individuals and able to get into those rooms and listen to whatever they have to say, you can get some golden nuggets, some good info out of that. But it's just overrun with a bunch of guys that are fake experts and just want to create a following and doing self-promotion to make money. So once again, guys, I'm not trying to tell you to stay out of Clubhouse, but just be very cautious on the individuals that you meet there and the information that you get from there. Vet everything. I expect no less from anyone. I expect people to vet me. I expect people to vet others. Vet everyone. Be cautious, guys, and be safe when you're going onto these apps and trying to grow your business or do real estate investing or stock investing. Just be careful, guys. So if you got value out of this content, please hit that subscribe and like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.